It's hard to believe that after all of these years, we're finally getting a Shenmue 3, and to think all that it cost was the passion of the fans. And then the passion of Deep Silver to screw over the fans who made the game a possibility to start, and then throwing the game on the Epic Games Store just for good measure. Amazing screw up, everybody. Congrats. It's not the kind of move you'd expect with a game like Shenmue, which reminds me of this bad segue where another game Sega wanted to put out, and granted Deep Silver's putting this out and not Sega, but whatever. The point is, Sega wanted to put out a game that didn't really seem like something you would expect from Shenmue, or even want in Shenmue form. And so today, on Gaming Mysteries, we'll be talking about Shenmue Online. Now, Shenmue Online, as its name might suggest, was to be an MMO based on Shenmue, and was first announced in 2004 by Sega and a Korean-based developer called JC Entertainment. The title supposedly had a working budget of about 30 million, and I can't see how that could possibly go wrong. Now, of course, one of the first things that comes to mind when someone says Shenmue MMO is, why? And luckily, Yu Suzuki was there to outline his vision for MMO Shenmue. I've been interested in massively multiplayer online gaming since the time of the Dreamcast version of Shenmue. If asked, why Shenmue? Which yes, I did ask that, but it's because with the plan that the original game would have a world larger than any other game, and have more characters appear than in any other game, the series was meant for massively multiplayer online, which is something I don't necessarily agree with. I mean, sure, I don't doubt that you promised the world when it came to Shenmue, but having a ton of characters isn't really what makes Shenmue special. It's the handful of memorable main characters that make it special, and perhaps that's just me, but quality over quantity is the golden rule here, Suzuki-san. Suzuki then detailed the game a bit, going into what kind of content we could look forward to, stating that the game will have the community and level raising elements of a standard massively multiplayer online title, and will progress centering on the battle system cultivated in Virtua Fighter and Shenmue. To that, we're adding fighting based on spirit power and weapons, and plan on making it something that anyone can play, which, put simply, sounds like dumbing down Shenmue and turning it into a generic MMO. Fun times. That said, we do know that the game was to feature some Shenmue staples, such as minigames, which I love the minigame section because they show 4 on the screen here, and then they pan out, and they're still showing those 4, but it's like more than 4 now, and then they pan out again, and it's still those same 4 minigames, then they pan out again. It's the funniest thing about this whole trailer. I love it. Besides that fun lying about how many minigames we have thing, there will be quick time events in some form, some ungodly form. They wanted to include arcades and capsule machines. Whether they wanted to include the feature to ask someone the same question over and over again until they start getting sick of you is still unclear. And although these Shenmue elements would have been included, I can't help but think it seems a little shallow. Like, check it out, it's Shenmue, minigames and capsules, and it's an MMO, I'm sorry. But Suzuki continues. The game takes place throughout all of China and has a story set in the beautiful rivers and mountains of the historic cities of this country. Events, some from the Dreamcast version and others original and meant for this title, will number over 300. Now, I imagine that by events he means like quest lines or some equivalent to that. Which I won't lie, having pivotal moments from Shenmue iffily recreated in MMO form sounds really unappealing. But Suzuki goes on, of course, we'll have updates that will make the world gradually grow. Enemies who don't appear in the conventional Shenmue will appear. So please look forward to this world. Oh hey, so Shenmue with like rats that I have to kill over and over again to grind XP? Is the goal of this game to just completely spit in the face of what the original Shenmue set out to do? Because that's the impression that I'm getting here. Suzuki also reveals one very important additional detail about the title, saying conventional Shenmue characters like Ryo Hazuki will appear as game masters, that is, NPC, controlled by the computer. Thank you for that information, Yu Suzuki-sensei. The relationship between those characters and the players themselves is a focus of this title. So what, I can finally become imaginary best friends with Ryo? Someone to talk to who mostly just says all the time. Now, Sega was hoping to release the title in both America and Japan after the initial launch in China, although that would ultimately depend on how the beta was received and the overall hype surrounding the game. And how was that beta received by the players? Not especially well, as it turns out. One could say poorly. This would lead the developer, JC Entertainment, to stall development on the game before completely abandoning the project in 2005. Now this is where things get a little messy, as since JC Entertainment owned 50% of the properties of Shenmue Online, there began a legal debate over who had the rights to the game. Now, of course, I would argue that Shenmue as a whole is probably owned by Sega or Yu Suzuki and probably not this company from Korea. But regardless, this legal issue was drawn out for years, and although Sega was stealthily developing the game in the background with a new developer, that would ultimately not save the game from a silent cancellation. To make matters worse, this whole situation had broken any trust Sega had in the Shenmue IP, meaning not only was this lackluster MMO put in danger, but so was the possibility of a Shenmue 3 ever happening, because at the end of the day, the series had become like a vacuum where money goes to disappear forever, never to appear again, and Sega seemed to be more interested in making money rather than throwing it away. And that was Shenmue Online, and I'm going to be completely blunt here. I'm glad that this game was cancelled, because frankly, it doesn't deserve to exist. Think back, what made Shenmue special to begin with? This weird kind of life simulator where you take control of a dopey Ryo out to avenge his father, which he can only do by asking guys who sell hot dogs about sailors and then driving forklifts around and collecting capsules and hanging out with Mark. It was a weird game, but that weirdness is what made me love it. It was so unlike any other game out there, and to this day it still is, for better or for worse. But then we turn to Shenmue Online, and it's just this shell of a Shenmue game. Sure, the characters are there, and mini games and QuickTime events, but really, look at this gameplay. They took something so special and unique and turned it into a boilerplate MMO that doesn't even do anything to set itself apart from the competition. It comes off as a cynical cash grab that, ironically, practically destroyed the entire franchise. You know, before the internet came in and saved it, made Shenmue 3 happen, and then they all got screwed over for doing so. But such is life, I guess. Life kinda sucks. Point is, I think we're better off. You, me, and Suzuki. Unless this was all his idea, of course, at which point just you and me. But this has been Gaming Mysteries, and thank you for watching. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Endslate, where I didn't really expect to be back this soon, considering I had a video go up on Wednesday, a video that most of you probably didn't see because it got demonetized, and I don't know why that happened, because YouTube doesn't tell you. And I'm not gonna lie, that had me feeling pretty bummed out and sad, and cause, you know, you make a video and now no one's gonna see it. But what do? I just jump right back on the horse. I made a Gaming Mysteries on Shenmue Online, which I've been planning to do for a while, so it wasn't really super spontaneous. I just didn't really expect to do it this soon. I was gonna save it for November, but that was the first thing that came to mind as a coherent thought. And I hope you enjoyed the gaming mysteries on Shenmue Online, aka Bad Idea, the video game, aka Let's Make Fun of Deep Silver. Come on, I want to take some shots. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you liked the video and you want to like it, or share, or subscribe, or smack that stupid bell thing because the subscribe button wasn't good enough anymore, that's all greatly appreciated. And I thank you. Although you don't have to if you don't want to. Only if you actually like the videos that I make. Links to other stuff. Speaking of liking the videos I make, if you like them and you want to help me create more of them, I've been making more than I should. Like 3 within the span of a month. What's wrong with me? But if you want to support me on Patreon, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, you don't have to, but it would help. Also, maybe we'll hit that goal, so I have to read Sonic.exe's, was it the remake or was it the remaster? They're both horrible, so in a way it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I have a Twitch where I stream video games, except for tonight, where I streamed me recording this, both recording it and writing it, so that was neat. And then my foot fell asleep. But also I play video games on there too, what do you know. And then I have a Twitter where I like to tweet about stuff, usually dumb stuff and mostly Kamen Rider or some form of tokusatsu. And then I have a Facebook. Yeah, hi Facebook, what's up? And Nico does the art. And that, oh, and there's a Discord. So that should be all the things covered that I have to do, which can mean but one thing as we get to this section of the video right here and I start clicking around, because I believe that it's time to do some thanking. I don't know about anyone else, but that's what I believe. And so, as this menu loads, many heartfelt thanks go out to Skinny720, Deshaun Lewis, aka Shadow Wolf 720, Rodrigo Darez, Queen Sapphire, Snooper, Lily Starflame, Mr. Mohawk, Thousand Freckles, Josh Harper, Blinker002, John Garcia, Joseph Almodovar, Vegeta's Mustache, Ragnar the Green, Bradley Harder, thank you Aria and Mark Ryan and Kubel Rider, I mean, close. Thank you Kevin Reagan, Michael Holder II, Airman, Nikki Layman, Nolan, Christina, Crunchy Face, Fernando Silva, Milk Toast, MF. I won't say what the MF is, I don't want to get in trouble. Thank you TDSIG. Small letters, dude. Thank you Fun Lunde, which I hope I pronounced right this time. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Thank you Cameron Coffeeru. Oh, are those even F's or are those T's? Thank you Cameron Cotru. Thank you Cameron. I'm going to workshop it, and we're going to figure this out, and then I'm going to get back to you, and it's going to be great. I'm really sorry. Thank you, D-Man's Land. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Louis Pierre Armand. Thank you, Kamiman. Thank you, S. That was simple. Thank you, The Club Rocker, The Prince of Ravens, GJR78. Still sounds like a Gundam. Thank you, The Sick White Tiger. Hope you've been well. Thank you, Andy Devora, Lily Bunny, Scott Labar, Dez, aka Is That So, Lucas, Antonio, and Guano. Thank you, Sean Carter, and Justice Thompson, and Brad R., and Nikki Patelli, and Andrew Silverman, Zachary Alexander, Michael P., Elfrey 684, Link 5 the Third, Jameson Wiley, Friend Carrick, Michael Paul Hoare, Mitchell Shore, oh that rhymed, Abdul Kareem Torres, The Wheels in the Bus Go Die Die Die, as they are to do, Greg Wolf, Mr. Bowler, M Gamers, Miu Kuroshima, Escape Route British, Kenpachi Ramasama, Anthony Mang, thank you Eric Camacho and Ryan Cole and Jacob Epler and Sexy and Slate Rambles. They're not sexy. And of course, Problematic. And everyone who for some reason supports me on Patreon. It means the world to me. And I love you all. And everyone who supports my videos. How long is this going now? Ooh, almost 7 minutes. Okay, we'll quit while the game is ahead, because someone's about to complain in the comment section, like, well, this was like half the video, and this could have been its own thing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the end slate. Hope you enjoyed the complaints in the comments. I love you all, and I'll see you next time on End Slate. Toodles.